Yeah, it is another episode of the Autumn Windbags. RJ, Clifford Juan Soto. Let's have some fun today. So, me and Brock Bowers have a lot in common. We're basically the same guy. We have a man's hairline, constantly thinking about football, and playing injured this week. I got my vasectomy this afternoon.
No wonder you're so snappy.
Throbbing ball sack right now. Brutally throbbing. Weird. It wasn't as painful as I was like the actual procedure actually wasn't that bad. Like he was like doing his thing, talking, blah, 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 like down there around my nutsack. I didn't think he was doing anything until I saw the smoke come up when he was soldering.
It smelled like beef.
And I was like, someone making Korean barbecue? Oh no, that's my fallopian tubes on fire or whatever the hell he was doing. So yeah.
Question. How was the last potent nut?
I mean, it was like a goodbye, you know, it was like a 21 gun salute.
Jesus.
There's this chick stand-up comedian has this whole bit where like her boyfriend or husband or whoever got a vasectomy and she's just like, and then I really wanted to see what it was like after. Is it like Impossible Burger where it's kind of like the same thing but not real meat? So I didn't know this. We just lost all of our audience. I didn't know this, but after you do it, you still need 8 weeks and 20 loads to like flush
20?
out your system. 20.
I didn't know
flush out your system.
20. That's a good 3 days for you.
It's I mean, I think they're underestimating how huge my loads are.
Well, don't you have like a cool down period where you can't nut for like 3 or 4 days or something like that, or a week?
So it's 2 days where you're like, okay, you should be sitting with an ice pack. Like I've been 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off with my ice pack all afternoon. Like 2 days, like don't do anything, and then like no sauna, nothing like that, and then a full week of no sex, nothing like super strenuous. Yeah,
no bussing.
Yeah, it's no nut mid-September.
No crumb.
RJ. Yeah. So
y'all.
And they said don't be shocked if there's blood in the semen. So this first one's gonna be
even harder.
Yeah. This first one's gonna be interesting. So if I have sex with a vampire, be perfectly
like True Blood all over again.
All right. Well, now that we've disgusted our entire audience and no one's listening anymore.
For those of you who are still here, now it's time for something really cool.
You sick bastards that sat through that for 3.5 minutes. Weird question for you. Is the Raiders defense good?
Yes.
Do we have a good defense?
Yes.
You wouldn't have like thought going into the season that would be the case. But a lot of the numbers say so. Tied for 5th for points allowed per game with Washington. Nothing to sneeze at, right? Top 5. And then you look at the top 5, the Rams are number 1. They played Houston and Tennessee. Okay, 2 of the worst offenses. You're going to have a good defense at that point. The Falcons, they gave up 23 to the Bucks, and they held the Vikings to 6. So it was like one really great game.
J.J. McCarthy held the Vikings to 6. Let's just be honest.
And then the Chargers are number 3. The Chiefs put up 21, and then we only put up 9. So they're buoyed by us. The Packers at number 4 held the Lions to 13, the Commanders to 18. The Packers are probably the best defense in football. That's maybe the best team in football. Probably the best defense in football. And then the Commanders, who were playing on Sunday, were tied with them. They held the Giants to 6 and gave up 27 to the Packers. So, you know, we held the Pats to 13. We're like, okay, it was Josh McDaniels. Like, you and me could hold Josh McDaniels' offense under 20. But we held the Chargers to 20. They couldn't get the run game going for shit. Justin Herbert had a handful of great plays, but other than that, like there wasn't steady drives. There wasn't, increased adjustments that worked. The Raiders have held back-to-back games to 3 points in the second half, which are signs of great adjustments. We didn't think going into the season the defense would be the heart and soul and the strength of this team, but it's looking that way.
Halftime adjustments are a little bit overblown. It's not like you're going to throw wreck a whole game plan and just build a new one at halftime in the 20 minutes you have in halftime. You have to have the players. You have to have the scheme already there, just highlight different things. The 2 touchdowns that the Chargers had were on blown coverages, one by Isaiah Polamau. He got caught peeking into the backfield. I don't know why. When you're covering someone in the end zone and you peek into the backfield, you're just asking for it. And the guy you're covering is Keenan Allen, like one of the more savvy route runners in the game. That was ridiculous. The second one, Caillou Blue-Kelly left Isaiah Polamau out to dry. He was supposed to be underneath on the bracket coverage, and he wasn't there. So
that was a great scheme. In fairness to those 2 young DBs, like they blew it, but like that was a great scheme.
It was a bad play by Caillou Blue-Kelly. Caillou Blue-Kelly sat on the crosser by Ladd McConkey when he saw Devin White was staring at him the entire time. Devin White had Ladd McConkey across the middle. That was his guy, and he was there. So there was no reason for Caillou Blue-Kelly to stop. So it was it's a good concept, right? The fake cross to the pylon. I get it. It's a good combo, but it's defensed rather easily. We had a defense. It's just one guy had a brain fart, and that's what led to the 60-yard touchdown.
Is it 100% sure Kelly didn't have the flat?
No, because the crosser. No, because what do you call it was there. Okay. Devin White was there. There was no reason for Caillou Blue-Kelly to follow that route. Devin White was there the entire time. So I don't know. It just doesn't make that didn't make a lot of sense. So as far as the look, here's a couple things, a couple realities that we need to just come to terms with. Okay, this is basically a brand new secondary. Okay, I think they're playing off their ass. Right? It's the one spot that I had concerns about was a secondary, but I said the week before the first game, I said I find it really hard to believe that Pete Carroll is going to have a bad secondary. I had faith in the defensive line. I saw the linebackers, and I'm like, okay, these guys all can play. So let's see what they got when they're playing together. I think they played pretty well so far. Jermaine Pratt dropping that interception was a bummer, but whatever. The secondary was a question mark, and the secondary is actually playing pretty well. What we need to focus on here is how do we get the football? We cannot let these opportunities go. Jermaine Pratt dropping an interception that could have changed the game. That was rough. But the defense and overall, rock stars.
Yeah, they're definitely overplaying their personnel, right? I think the scheme's big. I disagree. I don't think that. I think second half adjustments are a thing, right? Like again, like you're right. Like you could only play to your players, right? But I think smart coaches, even minor adjustments, can completely throttle the opposing game plan. So I think there's something there. I think all in all, it's coaching, right? When a squad is outplaying its personnel, it's coaching. Right? That's a coach's job, right? You take the players you're given and you make them as good as possible, either by coaching them individually, helping them technically, schematically, motivationally, whatever it is, right? You make these players better than what they are on paper. And our DBs are certainly doing that. They're striking fear in the hearts of opposing quarterbacks per se, but to your point, they were on paper the weakness of the defense, and they're more than holding their own. But you're right. If there's one big issue with the defense is we need takeaways, man. Like we got the one interception against the Pats. We picked up that fumble recovery against they actually attributed to Herbert. They went back and changed it. It was a Herbert fumble according to the NFL stats. And that's something that's like, again, every week I say it because it's that big of a deal. When you have Geno Smith, who leads the league in interceptions right now, you gotta take the ball away. You gotta have a positive turnover ratio. It needs to be done. We need to ball hawk a little bit more, boys. Like it's the number one stat for wins and losses, turnover ratio. And Geno right now is being fast and loose with the old pigskin, to say the least.
Yeah, I don't want to get started on that, man. That just didn't make sense to me. I text you guys after the fact. It doesn't make any sense to me that the one thing the Chargers were telling you that you were not going to do, is throw deep. They were in a two deep shell almost the entire game. And they were saying, look, you're going to beat us. You're going to beat us over the middle. We're going to have our linebackers just fly around. We're going to, cover it deep. Now, how do you get a team to get out of a two deep shell? You run the ball. You force them to bring a safety into the box for run support. And that's exactly what we didn't do. So it's partially on, I guess, the game plan. It's partially on Chip Kelly continuing to dial up these plays and not calling run plays, and it's partially on Geno Smith not to not take care of the ball, to put the ball in danger. He was throwing. Look, Dante Thornton is still a rookie. Now he's supremely talented. He's got a lot of high-end traits, but he's throwing into double, triple coverage to Dante Thornton. And if you're going to do that, make sure that if you miss, no one else gets the ball, right? Throw the ball deep. He had to stop and jump and fight for every single one of those balls. Throw it deep. Throw it further. Make him run under it. If you throw it out of the end zone, fine. But don't throw it up. Because, look, he's still a rookie. He's tall, but he's thin. He's still a rookie. He can still get bodied by some of these thicker, more savvy guys in the secondary. And that's what's happening. He's not having that much success against his doubles and triple teams. I mean, it just...
Yeah, man, it's not just jump ball like he's tall and fast, right? Like there's so much finesse there. It's like the basic strategy of the ball's coming at you, and if you're well covered, jump into the DB, try to get a PI, try to bump them off their spot, right? Like there's the finesse element of like fighting the hands, like there's all that stuff he doesn't have yet, right? So it's a matter of like, yeah, like if he's, to your point, throw it really fucking far. Don't make him fight double teams. Just, you know what I mean? Let him be 6'5" and run a 4.3. So that's my thing is the Raiders offense really, as overplaying as the defense has over the course of the small sample size of 2 games, the offense really shit the bed against the Chargers. What's your hierarchy of blame? Because Geno Smith got most of the blame, correctly so. Because when you're the quarterback, you're the focal point, right? But I think Chip Kelly needs to take a shitload of blame. I think Brock's knee hampered game planning a little bit. The O-line, again, Pat, he's still so under pressure. Just Jeanty take a little bit of blame. Just Pete Carroll take a little bit of blame. Wide receivers take a little bit of blame. When you only put up 9 points, there's a lot of blame to go around. It's never just one thing, even as bad as Geno played.
I think the majority of the blame is at the feet of Chip Kelly and Geno Smith. Those are the 2 main guys to run the offense. You can't absolve Pete Carroll because it's his team. He needs to be involved in what's happening on both sides of the ball. And if he's allowing this to happen, then that's on him too. Because at halftime, you talked about adjustments. He goes up to Chip Kelly, bro, why are we not running the ball? It's still a close game. What are we doing here? Okay. So I think the majority of it is going to be shared between Chip Kelly and Geno Smith. Chip Kelly for calling the plays he did, and Geno Smith for poorly executing those plays. Pete Carroll has the next blame share. And then after that, I believe Ashton Jeanty and the offensive line share the equal amount of blame. Ashton Jeanty, they were overloading the same gap, and Ashton Jeanty got confused. He blocked a different guy. He blocked the wrong guy. He counted wrong. He ran the wrong way on a running play, and that kind of he was out of the game for quite some time after he did that. And I told you guys in the beginning, this is Pete Carroll. He does not put up with these types of mistakes. Geno Smith makes mistakes. He has to live with it because it's his quarterback. But if you're a running back, a rookie running back, and you're missing assignments on blocking downs, on passing downs, if you're missing your assignment and you're running the wrong way on run plays, you're not going to play. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you were drafted. All right. Make Dylan freaking Laube out there in the 4th quarter. All right. So the confidence has to be built, and you can't make these dumb mistakes. So there is some blame to go along with the offensive line. With the interior 3 offensive linemen played like the stepped on dog shit. They were terrible. DJ Glaze was okay, and Colt Miller was amazing. But the interior 3 guys, awful, terrible. Needs to get better.
Yeah, it's a it's a fine line with Pete Carroll, right? Like you don't want to err it. You make a mistake, you're on the bench. There's a punishment. But are you cutting off your nose to spite your face, right? Like if you're taking an Ashton Jeanty to put in Zamir White, you're hurting yourself more than anything, dude. Like Zeus returning kickoffs. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing?
I get what you're saying, but you have to look at it from this perspective. I don't trust you right now because they're fooling you. And plays are being blown up because you're messing up. Geno Smith is getting chased out of the pocket and he's getting sacked and he's getting hurried into bad throws because you're not blocking properly. So how can I have you in the game?
Well, I mean, would you rather have that or have Zamir White get -1 yards every time he touches the ball too, right? Like it's pick your poison.
Well, how many times did Zamir might run the ball?
Twice.
Like 3?
Twice.
So yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but then when we try to hand you the ball, you run the wrong way.
I mean, okay, he erred on that one play, but of his 11 carries, seriously, of his 11 carries, how many of those was he met in the backfield or at the line of scrimmage with an unblocked dude? 8, 9 of them.
No, I wouldn't say it was that much, but it was a lot.
It felt like at the line of scrimmage or behind, he was fighting.
We've never heard Pete Carroll say that Ashton Jeanty's playing poorly. Like he's bad. It's his fault that he's not getting yards. He's not saying that. What I'm saying is those mistakes, he's going to live with you getting hit in the backfield. That's not your fault. He's not giving him carries because he's getting hit in the backfield and not gaining yards and not making people miss and not breaking tackles. That's not why he's got pulled from the game. He got pulled from the game because he was making quite a few mistakes.
Okay. I'm just saying it's, are you cutting off your nose to spite your face, right? Like is the team going to be better having Zamir White run the ball? Maybe the answer is yes. He's not going to miss assignments. He's just going to suck at being a running back, right? Just be bad at carrying the ball. I also think, again, like I think I'm with you 100%. Chip Kelly, Geno Smith. I mean, Jesse Minter just coached circles around Chip on Monday. Like the Chargers defensive coordinator just had Chip's number, just scouted out the first game. And I think Chip just felt like, oh, dude, we can light up the sky, right? Like, oh, Geno put up, 370 in week 1. Like, let's go for 400 this week. Jesse Minter's like, okay, 2 deep the whole time until you change. And you didn't. So we're just going to keep rolling with it, right? And in fairness, they've got some fucking studs in that defense, right? Even with Khalil Mack missing basically the whole game, right? Like Derwin James, like you're like, oh, dude, Derwin James is covering a wide receiver or covering Brock. Like, no way. It's like he's one of the one dudes out there in the NFL that could cover Brock. So they got studs, and Minter coordinated a good game. I think Chip got a little stubborn. I think Chip got a little pass happy with the results from week 1.
I don't really want to give Jesse Minter too much credit for this because he didn't really do anything different. He just did the same thing the entire game. And it's not like other teams. And the thing is, we didn't give the Chargers any reason to change.
Mm-hmm.
Geno Smith is not a 43 attempt guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's very few of those guys that you feel comfortable throwing the ball that much. Justin Herbert is one of them. And even then, Harbaugh wouldn't let him do it.
Mm-hmm. So
he's not one of those guys. Okay. I said it before, and I'm not trying to get into an argument or anything, but I think Geno Smith is very similar to Derek Carr. He's a guy that can perform really well for you, but you have to give him some help to be able to get him to do his best. Having him throw the ball 43 times, you're just asking for it. You're asking for it.
Geno's issue is that like when the wheels fall off, he can't get them back on. He's like, you say like, shooters in the NBA, like you got to shoot your way out of a slump.
It's a gunslinger, dude. He's
not with Geno.
Gunslinger.
Geno doesn't shoot his way out of slumps. Geno needs to calm down. And again, a lot of blame on Chip Kelly. Like, how do you? So okay, O-line atrocious, right? Not doing Geno any favors. Run game bad. Not doing Geno any favors. There was some plays with some good separation by our receivers. A lot of plays where these guys just could not get open. Right? We mentioned Thornton, like still working on his thing. Brock Bowers is hobbled. But even when those things were working out, Geno would screw up. And you can tell where his head was at, because the second there was ever any even remote amount of pressure, he would just freak out. He looked like Gardner Minshew. Like, oh, there's a little bit of pressure. Instead of just, shrug one shoulder, shake the guy, keep eyes downfield, step up in the pocket, eyes down the field. Okay, I got to run a little bit, 5 steps, look down the field. It was just immediate bailout mode when the first read wasn't open and there was a smidgen of pressure. Like, he was like a squirrel in the forest surrounded by hawks. He was just scared, just like befuddled.
No, I'm not going to say he was scared. I saw it as he wanted to continue to take deep shots. He's like, oh, one of these is going to hit. It's a close game still, and one of these is going to hit. I wouldn't necessarily say he was running scared.
The way he was
making bad reads.
He was bailing so fast on minimal pressure.
I don't agree with that, but
there were plenty of real pressures where he had no choice but to bail. But there were several plays of minimum pressure, and instead of like a simple adjustment, step into the pocket, take 2 steps left, it was straight up like, do a 180, run the other way, run back this other way, and hope someone's open.
I don't think that's necessarily the case, but he did play poorly. And one thing that I don't hear a lot of people talking about is Tre Tucker. Whenever he was throwing the ball, he had 0 separation. This was the issue that I was talking about Tre Tucker that I got just smoked on. Everyone was grilling me because I'm like, Tre Tucker needs to be better. He's fast, yes, but he was one of the worst guys at creating separation in the league last year. He was one of the worst rated wide receivers in the league. And there's a reason for that. He can't get separation. He ran something like 650 some odd routes, and he got very little usage because he can't separate. As fast as he is, he can't get separation. And I mean, they had their third string, their nickel guy basically covering him right where he went. And they were like, he was blanketed.
No one other than Jacoby, like really no one got separation, right? Dante didn't, Trey
Even
didn't.
Brock got separation
hobbled
sometimes, and his freaking knee was jacked up.
Brock didn't get any separation over like 5 or 7 yards. Again, because of his
Geno
knee.
missed him in the end zone.
That one, again, that was one where it's like it looked like he didn't have separation, and that's the other thing Geno was doing. He would throw passes with touch when it should have been a rocket, or he would throw a rocket when it should have been something with touch. That was one of them. Brock, when he was covered by even though he was covered by Derwin James, if Geno had a little bit of anticipation and just rifled it inside, that would have been a touchdown. But instead, he waited, threw touch over the top, and then everyone had time to converge.
Just a bad game, man. He's going to have a couple of those a year. This is what it is.
This is MO, man, right?
But the thing is, you have to save him from himself. Why are you continuing to dial up these plays where you're going deep? Why do you continue to dial shit up like that? It doesn't make sense.
Chip needs a Geno's lost his mind page of his playbook. It's like, okay, Geno's in a downward spiral. Some play action, some screens, some run games.
Impatient. Bottom line, they were just impatient. They were feeling themselves a little bit too much with those, 8 or 9 explosive plays the week before. They were feeling themselves, and they got impatient. It's going to work. We can do it. Look what we did last week. Chargers are a different team. They're a much better team than New England. And they were stopping. I mean, after the first quarter, you can see that what they were trying to do, and it was working. But they just kept pushing the ball down the field and not. It was really weird to me. It was really weird that they continued to keep calling those plays, and it was strange.
So obviously, all the talk's been around Geno, understandably so, right? 4 interceptions in 2 games, no completions over 10 yards on Monday, right? Like, yes, that should be the primary conversation.
He was 0 for 11 on air yards, 10 plus air yard passes, 0 for 11 with 3 picks. Okay. And he was off target on those throws 5 times. So basically half the time he threw it over 10 yards, it wasn't even on target. And so 3 of them that were on target were picked. So that's 8 bad throws out of the 11.
He'd use touch when he needed a rocket. He'd use a rocket when he needed touch. He'd pick the wrong guy. If his first read wasn't there, he would just hang on it. He didn't throw with anticipation. Like, okay, We've been over Geno. The other part of this, remember I've been saying all off season about Chip Kelly's run scheme? Like, what have I always been saying? I'm like, I can't guarantee it's going to be good, but I guarantee it'll be fun. Like, he always has everywhere he's gone. His run scheme has been misdirection, bait and switch, guys, dudes pulling, like keeping the linebacker's head in a swivel all over the place. Where the fuck is all that? Where is all that? He did it at Ohio State. He did it at UCLA. He did it with the Eagles. He did it everywhere he's gone. He's had really fun run. Okay, O-line is playing like shit. I get it. All the more reason to scheme up something good, to not make it just be hat on a hat with your shitty O-line. Where the fuck is it?
Here's the issue with implementing something like that in the NFL. You can't practice. These guys barely practice. Their practices are a lot shorter than they are in college. You can have padded practices damn near every single day in college. And you can have longer practices. In the NFL, you just can't do that. And there was a play where Ashton Jeanty, he made a couple of guys miss, and he had one guy left, and the corner just tripped him up, and it would have been it could have been a touchdown run. Alex Kappa blocked the wrong linebacker, okay? A free linebacker that Ashton Jeanty made miss in the hole. Then on the outside, Jacoby Myers whiffed on the block, which is weird because he's a really good blocking wide receiver. And that person is the guy that tackled Ashton Jeanty. If that would have been a 25-yard gain, we would have had a totally different view of the running game, of all this stuff, because of the yardage that would have been gained. It was a 4-yard gain. It should have been at least a 25-yard gain. It's that close when so what I'm trying to say is it's that close to execute a play. Just those little mistakes. That's why when people say a lot, especially in preseason, it takes the offense a lot more time to get up and running, because on the offense, you have to have 11 guys do something right. On defense, you just have to have one guy do something right to blow up a play. And
so how about this, Chip? With the minimal time that you have, instead of scheming up 50 different deep ball pass plays, let's start getting that run game up to speed. Right? Use the sixth overall draft pick on a running back. That's what you're known for, Chip. Your O-line is bad. Scheme it up. Like, let's prioritize that moving forward. Okay? Let's try that. Right?
I mean, look, these offensive line, let's not let the paintbrush miss these guys, because there comes a point in time where these offensive linemen have to look themselves in the mirror and be like, look, am I going to be someone's bitch, or am I going to make somebody my bitch? Because more often than not, especially in the run game, these guys have been someone's bitch. And it's time to say, look, we can't do this anymore. We need to make sure we stay on our P's and Q's, we get our technique down, and we know who to block and block the right guy. Unfortunately, it's just not happening. I would even take getting your ass kicked, even get a stalemate, something, right? But these guys are whiffing on blocks. They're getting beat right off the snap, and they're blocking the wrong dudes. Can't happen.
It's a combination of three things. Chip demands a lot of his O-line. He needs a good O-line. Like, he has a scheme that in the pass game and run game, he demands a lot of his O-line, which we don't have. We've spent the last half decade not making O-line a priority. Right? We've just kind of been piecing it together, right? Second round pick last season. He didn't even, he's in concussion protocol. He got moved to another spot, like, just not spending a priority on it. And we have an offensive line coach that's never been a head offensive line coach before. Like, it's a combination of a lot of things. It's the people for sure. It's what's being demanded of them and how they're being coached. Something's gotta be adjusted here. If it's just a time thing, maybe it's just a time thing, right? Give them time to gel, maybe. But how much time do you want to gel before something has to change? Because this O-line is dragging down this team. Defense is playing their hearts out. Right now. A lot of gel, right? Defense is playing their hearts out. Wide receivers are doing their best. They're all young, right? Like, Geno's going to give you some cold games. He's going to give you some hot games. Like, the O-line's dragging this team down, man. It's got, I don't know how many more games you want where you can say, like, okay, we're working on it. All right, just trust the process. We'll get there. It's like, okay, when is something going to have to change? Well, one of the guys who might make that change, Tom Brady. And when it's a bad game, they like to find things to latch onto, and this is what they latched onto. Tom Brady in the coach's box. How full was that wastebasket full of Tom Brady's puke watching Geno throw the ball around? Just hacking up his lunch with every bad read and bad ball. Blah. How about this kid? Like, so nervous. It's like, oh my God, I'm sitting next to Tom Brady. Oh my God, I'm on ESPN. I'm on prime time. Be cool. Be cool. Be cool. Tom Brady. I like he was wearing a suit too in the coach's box. Just like, wait a minute. I'm not one of you. I am superior.
Gotta have class.
I am Tom Brady. I'm a male model. So the internet lost their shit, right? And in fairness, the NFL, so that tweet I just showed, they deleted that because of the firestorm. And then you had Schrager being like, oh yeah, Tom Brady talks to Pete Carroll, regular meetings 3 times a week, right? And it kind of died down. The whole, can Tom Brady be a minority owner and still be a Fox broadcaster, be in the production meetings, talking to, being on the field? Like, it kind of died down. Like the NFL, like quietly, like on a Friday night, was like, oh yeah, Tom Brady's allowed to do production meetings now virtually. And it was kind of like a quiet little thing. It didn't get a lot of buzz. And then bam, they put the giant spotlight on it, and the entire NFL is clutching their pearls. This is unfair. He's Jason Bourne, infiltrating every team.
Look, ultimately, this is not a big issue. It just isn't, okay? Because if anybody tells Tom Brady anything that can help him, like if the Bears say anything to Tom Brady, that's their fault. They're just being dumb. And they should be, have a stern talking to, whether it's Ben Johnson or a player or who else. Doesn't matter. I think the people that are so upset, right? The Dominic Foxworths, the Marcus Spears, these guys that were getting so upset, the Mike Florios, these guys that were so upset about this, they're getting so upset because there's nothing anybody can do about it. Tom Brady is not breaking any rules. He's well within his rights as an owner of a team to be wherever he wants, including the coach's box with a headset and a tablet. He's not breaking any rules. He's not doing anything wrong. And he's going to keep doing it until they tell him he can't. So if you don't want him to do it, if you think it's that big of a deal, then make a rule saying that he can't do it. Plain and simple. But they're so upset because it's all about perception. It's all something made up in their head. It's an opinion, basically. My opinion is this. There's no fact behind it. It's like, oh, it's perception. It's how it looks. It's bad. It's a conflict of interest. Well, don't say anything to him then. And that's the problem. That's why they're so upset, because there's nothing they can do besides get upset and create this groundswirl of outrage to get him to not be able to do that. But that's all they can do at this point because he's not breaking any rules.
Well, it's a couple things. It's optics versus reality, right? I'll acknowledge. I think it's fair to say the optics look bad. That's fair. It's fair to say, like, optically, a guy with a financial stake in the success of a franchise is talking through Fox to other friends. Like, look, he called week 1 Commanders versus Giants. We play both those teams. He called week 2 Eagles versus Chiefs. We played Chiefs twice, right? Like, I am willing to acknowledge and be fair that the optics look bad. But here's the reality. What do these media people clutching their pearls and shitting their pants think a production meeting looks like? You think Tom Brady is waterboarding the offensive coordinator? What are you going to do on 3rd and 15? What's your main run play going to be? He's like torturing head coaches to give them game plans. You think that's what's happening? You think it's like reindeer games where he's like electrocuting them over a tub of water, demanding that he gets answers? No. These guys don't have to tell him shit. If you tell Tom Brady intricate, game-changing details That's on you. That's 100% on you.
That's on you for being stupid.
So again, and in this world that we live in with politics and theater and everything is optics and everything's like culture war, where there's nothing really substantive behind it. There's all this like performative, performative culture war bullshit. In that world, it's a big deal. But in the actual real world, look at me in the eye. Whoever's complaining about Tom Brady, look at me in the eye and say, specifically, tell me step by step, specifically, what advantage is Tom Brady getting in his role? And if your answer is coaches are telling him sensitive things that are going to give the Raiders an advantage, then that's on the coaches. Then what else? What else is he getting? And also, it's Tom Brady. If he wanted to call up the Giants GM and talk to him, he would. It's Tom, whether it was through Fox or through anything, like we've been over this a million times. Doors open for Tom Brady. There isn't a room in America Tom Brady couldn't waltz into. He can go into the Situation Room in the White House right now if he wanted to, with SEAL Team 6 taking out some terrorists somewhere. Tom Brady could be like, hey, I'm Tom Brady, I want in. And Trump would be like, okay. Like, it's Tom Brady. So this isn't some extra special, unique situation. I don't know about you, Soto. I know 100 Raider fans. I talk with Raider fans, hundreds, thousands of them every day on social media. I don't know a single person that's like, oh, we have a spy now. Tom Brady's going to just Jason Bourne the rest of the NFL and get all this information that's going to give us this advantage.
Dude, just shut up. Mike Florio, Marcus Spears, Dominic Foxworth, Dan Patrick, all these guys that are complaining, just shut up. Okay? This is the epitome of feelings over facts. Because you feel a certain way and you don't like something, even if it might not be, oh, Jeff Saturday, you too, shut up. Tired of it. It's so stupid. It's so freaking nonsense. That's all it is. It's nonsense. It's feelings over facts. Factually, what is he going to gain? Tangible. What is he going to gain an advantage? How is he going to gain that advantage? If you're giving him the information, just because he asks a question doesn't mean you have to answer it or give anything up. If you do that, that's your fault. It's just ridiculous. It's so fucking stupid.
I can just imagine like Jeff Satter's like, oh yeah, there. Ben Johnson's just hooked to a lie detector test. And Tom Brady's there just chain smoking cigarettes in the darkness, demanding schematic details. It's like, what do you think's happening? Look, I have never been in an NFL production meeting. I have been in a Fox production meeting. I've been in boxing production meetings. I've been in UFC production meetings. It's nothing like, we talk to coaches, we talk to fighters, we talk to boxers, and it's all like stories. It's like, oh, my wife's due in 3 weeks. I'm playing for my newborn son. Or a coach, a trainer's just like, dude, this guy's been training really hard. Like I have to kick him out of the gym. He's training so hard. He's so focused. Never, and coaches allowed. Never ever once has a coach been like, okay, we're going to open up the fight with a 1-1-2, right? We're going to start throwing team kicks to get distance. And as soon as they overcommit, we're going to shoot a takedown. Like, that's not the conversation going on in there. It's like, it's feel-good stories. That's what it is. It's storytelling for the broadcast. You're not getting intricate X's and O's. Oh, it's actually the opposite. Like there's been multiple times where like Daniel Cormier obviously is American Kickboxing Academy, has a lot of teammates, all the Dagestani fighters, right? Khabib and Islam Makhachev, whatever. When DC talks to their opponents, the production team will ask him, it's like, hey, do you mind if DC is here? There's no impropriety. He won't tell anything. But if you're uncomfortable with this person being here, he's more than happy to leave. We're here to make you feel comfortable. They never say anything. Because they're not going to go to Daniel Cormier and say, oh, yeah, when I fight your buddy, here's exactly my game plan. Come on. Okay, optics. That's all it is. But if
again, feeling over facts.
The only other part of this, too, and it's kind of weird being on this side of the aisle, for 25 years, at least 2 decades, we've watched Tom Brady be able to cheat and get every advantage. Right? Like we've watched Tom Brady be above the law for 20 years. And I think that's also a part of it. Is they're just like, oh, one more thing, right? NFL's buckling to Brady. What can you do? I think that's also where it's coming from. Is just we've just seen refs and league officials and just the rules have broken for Tom Brady. And the perception, again, like you said, it's optics, is up Tom Brady's getting it again. I will say it's kind of weird being on this side of it, defending Tom Brady with a rule change. Never been here before. Raider fans don't get to experience that very often. It's kind of weird.
Tom Brady, I said it in my video before. Welcome to the dark side. This is what happens when you're a Raider.
Yeah. It's kind of like being on this side of the aisle for the first time ever. It's kind of nice. I could get used to it. All right. Sunday. Week 2 is behind us. Over and done. Moving on. Short week. Heading cross country to the Commanders. Commanders minus 3.5-point favorites. Outdoor game. So weird. Geno Smith outdoors across the country. Lights out. Geno Smith at a dome at home. Shits the bed. Just like everyone said, right? Just what all the stats have been saying about Geno. All off season, right? It's kind of weird breaking this down without knowing Jayden Daniels. Is Jayden Daniels going to be playing at all? Is he going to be hobbled? Is he going to be a healthy Marcus Mariota? Mariota's played pretty good in a backup role recently. I don't think it's just a gimme. If Jayden Daniels doesn't play, or if Jayden Daniels plays like 80% of who he is versus Marcus Mariota, I don't feel like the drop off is crazy. Am I crazy for thinking that?
No, a part of the way that Jayden Daniels is so effective is because he can use his legs. One of the ways that the Packers were able to be so effective against Jayden Daniels, they kept him in the pocket. They forced him to be a passer only, and he had trouble. I think with Marcus Mariota at the age that he is, he's not quite as mobile as he used to be, and he's going to be forced to be that more of a pocket passing kind of guy. Who's better strictly in the pocket with no threat to run? I haven't seen enough of Jayden Daniels to doing just that without the threat to run to be able to say one or the other. But I know for a fact that he's much less effective when he's not able to run. So if it's just the defensive scheme and what we're doing to keep him in the pocket, or the fact that he's injured and he's not able to run as much, he's not going to be the same guy.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, Marcus Mariota or a slight, like 85% of Jayden Daniels, I don't think is a drastic difference. But to your point, a Jayden Daniels that has to stay in the pocket, completely different game. Our pass rush was pretty good on Monday. It was pretty good.
Tono Laulu is one of the league leaders in sacks.
Yeah, he's got three now, right? The lead,
he's like
the leaders. Yeah, there's like a 5-way tie at 3.5, like a 4-way tie for 3 or something. He's doing really well. Maxx Crosby's facing that rookie, Josh Conerly. Conerly's given up 3.5 sacks this season.
Good luck.
Maxx Crosby's lined up next to him, right? The problem on Monday was Justin Herbert was just getting out of Justin Herbert. Like he was getting out of trouble.
And Larry Tunsil didn't practice today.
Mm-hmm.
So
if you're a less mobile Jayden Daniels, this could go really well. Again, this defense may have to could probably carry a game again if this pass rush can get there.
If Larry Tunsil's on the field, nobody on that side is going to get a sack.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Malcolm Kuntz. Sorry, Tyree Wilson. Whoever's out there on the other side, you're not going to get a sack against Larry Tunsil. He's that good. But Conerly,
rookie pains.
You can get at him.
Rookie pains.
You can get at him.
Jackson Powers Johnson limited practiced today.
Yeah.
So he's limited. Brock Bowers limited. All our guys were limited, right? There's no one just completely out. Jackson Powers Johnson may be back. Brock Bowers, no new reports on how that knee's doing. Hopefully it's recovering. Hopefully he's very, very limited in practice. Let that thing heal. In the offseason, we did an entire show on one question for each game. So what was our one question in July on this game? Do you remember what it was?
I don't
Can
remember.
can the O line run through a bad unit? It's supposed to be a really rough front seven for the Commanders, and we knew the O line would be bad. We were hoping it wouldn't be this bad, but if this O line can't run the ball against this front seven, it's not a great sign.
Yeah. Our good buddy Josh Jacobs had a nice little game against these guys last week.
Mm-hmm. Got hurt in it, but he had a good game.
Yeah, he had a good game. We have to be able to look against the Patriots. We weren't as effective as far as runs or yards per carry. Excuse me, but we still ran the ball 24 times.
Mm-hmm.
We still had to give the illusion of running, and that was against loaded fronts.
Mm-hmm.
They were giving you light fronts against the Chargers, and you still weren't running the ball into it. Yeah. So you have to commit to it. You have to understand that this is the best way for us to win. Even if it's not as effective as we want it to be, it gives us the best chance to win. If we don't run the ball 24, 25 times at least in this game, we're probably not going to win. If we have to give the ball to Geno and have him throw the ball 43 times a game, look, man, I said the exact same thing with Carr. The exact same thing. He can't throw the ball 40 times. You're asking for it. You're asking for it if you have him do that. He may get your game here and there, but you're asking for it if you make him throw the ball that much. Geno Smith is very similar. I think Geno Smith is a little tad bit more accurate, and he's more mobile. That's it.
You can throw that much if they're loading the box, and that's what the defense is giving you. You don't throw that much for the sake of throwing that much.
But here's
that's the difference.
You're not going to be able to throw the ball that much if you're doing what you need to do for them to load the box. Mm. You have to be able to run the ball for them to load the box. If you don't run the ball, they're just going to, all right, whatever. We're just not going to load the box.
Well, it's like the Patriots in week 1, right? Like they didn't make the adjustments like Chip Kelly didn't in week 2. Like they just kept loading the box, and there's Geno's like, okay, I'll just keep slinging, right?
Well, here's the problem.
They didn't adjust.
Ashton Jeanty's first run was 9 yards. The second run was 4, and his third run was like 8 yards. So like, oh shit, we need to load this box, or this Ashton Jeanty kid's going to kill us. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like, Ashton Jeanty's first run of the game was like 13 yards. He ran over a dude, and he had 13 yards, and it's like, okay. And then they still didn't load the ball. And then Khalil Mack wasn't in the game. And oh my God, I don't want. Let's move on.
Chip needs to come up with a really, really great run scheme that apparently he doesn't have enough time to do. Spend time on one and send a message and play number 1, offensive play number 1. Scheme something up for Jeanty and get some fucking respect for that run game. Or get some momentum going. Get some confidence
going. Respect with a K.
Jesus Christ, man. Ready to some what Windbags?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Sam Demand, thank you so much for being a Windbag, being a member.
Sam Demand is the G.
He's the D, the demand. I hate Raiders Thursday night games, Monday night games. I wish all our games were 1 p.m. games on Sunday with an occasional Sunday nighter. I love Thursday night games for every single possible reason. One, it's the only game in town. You can just sit down and watch it. Don't get distracted by other shit. You don't have to worry about this anymore, but like distracted by fantasy football or other shit going on. And it's competitively a huge advantage because whoever we play the next week played on Sunday, and we have the extra 3 days of rest. Whenever we play someone on Thursday, they played on Sunday too. So like it's a wash, right? Neither one of us has the advantage. We both had the same short week. But then the following week, it's like a mini bye. So it's more fun for viewing. It's better competitively. So what if it's sloppy? Like, I love the Thursday night game. I wish the Raiders were Thursday night every other weekend.
The only issue is if we would have played Thursday night this week, we wouldn't have had Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
Now, we would have had Jackson Powers Johnson because he got hurt on a Thursday.
Or embrace debate. If we were Thursday night week 1, we would have had a more healthy Brock Bowers because he would have had 3 more days of recovery. So it all kind of like that all balances out, right? Like, is the return on the backside and the other side? We were inverted. That's a fact, though. True Raider 22. I'll remind you, Geno was Aaron Brooks 2.0. Season ticket holders deserve better. AP is laughing his ass off Fuck him, PHUK. And so is the rest of the NFL.
That's just factually not true.
I feel like Geno's been getting. I thought he got a lot of love week 1, and I thought I thought it was a lot of like. At least I don't know if you've been seeing different shit that I have, Soto, but it's been like, yeah, Geno had a bad game, uncharacteristically bad game, as opposed to people being like, Geno blows, he fucking sucks. It's been more Raider Nation, honestly, that I'm seeing the hate for Geno than kind of like the masses.
How many 0 touchdown, 3 interception games do you think Geno Smith has had in his career? He had some pretty bad games with the Jets. Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
How many?
0.
Well, he had one on Monday.
1.
He had 4.
Okay.
Out of all this is his 4th season starting since he became a starter again. He started for, I think, 2 seasons and a little bit of a 3rd season. So all those games, he's had 4.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to have them every once in a great while. But there's a reason why his stats are what they were the last 3 seasons, as far as top 10 and like completion percentage, yards, touchdown to interception ratio. All that stuff has been really good. He's going to have these games every once in a while. I think he gets that little South Florida in him. South Florida football is different. And he gets that little bravado in him that we saw on the field, and he wants to, prove that he can do it, and he's just not doing it, and he wants to keep on trying, and it's not working. And that's what the coaches need to sit him down and snap him out of it. But you're going to get these every once in a while, every once in a great while. But he's not Aaron Brooks 2.0. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous statement.
You tell me if this is a burner account, made up account, at user-HH5R and 4JZ60.
It's actually my neighbor. Actually, you know what? It's not my neighbor. My neighbor is user-HH4RN 4JZ60.
This is your neighbor's cousin then.
It could be.
Someone close. I generally love your discussion. I hope in the future you will refrain from the X-rated discussion. Some very loyal listeners like me may wonder why you deem it relevant. There are plenty of YouTube silver and black commentators out there. I picked the right time to say this after my 3 minutes talking about my vasectomy to open the show.
Wait a second. Is he threatening us?
I feel like it was a very silver and black line threat that he just gave us.
Okay, user-HH5RN4JZ60. I want you to listen. I want you to watch. I want you to enjoy the content. Ultimately, you don't run this show. We do. And we've gotten to where we've gotten. As little as we've gotten there doing the things that we wanted to do, doing them our way. If that's what you like and that's what you want, then fine. You're going to have to take the good with the bad. If it's too much for you, we're all adults here. If our conversation is just that much out of the bounds for you, like you said, there are plenty of other silver and black content creators out there. I don't want you to leave. That's not my choice. That's not my wish. That's not what I want to have happen. But if it's really that bothersome for you, then maybe take a look in the mirror. But ultimately, we're going to be who we're going to be.
Well, the reason why this show exists is because there are plenty of very good,
excellent
Raiders YouTube creators out there, but there's nothing like this one. Like the whole, we've told this story probably 10 times on the show, so we'll say it for 11th time. This whole show is the text chain between me, Soto, and Rory that's been going on for like 15 years. It was like pandemic time. We had this text chain forever. Like, let's just make this a podcast. I love this text chain. We're just talking shit to each other, talking Raiders, some analysis, some jokes, some sophisticated dick and fart humor. Let's just turn this into a podcast. I think people would like it because there's great tape guys out there like Tape Don't Lie. There's great news guys out there like our good friend Sanjeet. Soto's got another great news and analysis show for you guys. This is the two Raider fans with 4.5 beers at them at a bar talking shit with the Raiders. Now, we stand by our analysis. We stand by what we say, but we're here for Raider fans to have fun and talk like adult men. And we have the analytics. We know that you are all adult men. There are no women, there are no children listening to this show. And so we do the show accordingly. We're not changing.
Yeah, man. I understand that you wanted to voice your opinion, and I appreciate that. I really do. I really appreciate you giving us your opinion. User -HH5RN4JZ60. I appreciate.
Who's the? I wonder who the burner is. I really wonder.
I appreciate I really do. Honestly, like this is. I'm not bullshitting here. I appreciate it. Honestly, I do. What I take exception to is the fact that you're threatening us to go. Well, there's plenty of guys out there. If you don't change your ways, that makes me want to cuss at you even more.
There's a 37% chance it's a regular commentator who loves us talking shit and just made a burner account because he knows we'd come back like this. I'd say there's like a 37% chance. It's a burner of a loyal listener.
I haven't been made upset by a What Up Windbag commentary in a long time. That kind of pissed me off. Because you're not going to dictate to me what I'm going to do on my own show, number one. Number two, you're not going to threaten me for doing what I do to help bring you in to watch our show. I don't owe you shit, user, whatever your fucking name is. I don't owe you a fucking thing. Nothing. So for you to come on here and threaten to go somewhere else, go somewhere else if it's that much for you. I want you to enjoy the content. I make it for every single person who listens. But you're not going to threaten me. You're not going to try to bully me. And you're not going to try to make me feel bad for doing what I want to do. If you don't like it, go somewhere else.
New segment within a segment. A What Up Windbags where you try to see if you can piss off Soto. And Soto's on a scale of 1 to 10. How mad is he?
I'm mad today. That pissed me off. He got me.
I think we got a new segment. A segment within a segment. It's a dream within a dream. Enjoy the game on Sunday, everybody. It's the 10 a.m. West Coast game at Washington Commanders. Very winnable game. Very, very, very winnable game. There's multiple ways the Raiders can win this game. Multiple ways the Raiders can lose it. This isn't one of those like, oh, Jeanty has to be good, or Geno has to have a great game, or Maxx has to have 3 sacks. It's a game where if we get 2 or 3 things regularly go right, we win pretty comfortably. Like it's super winnable, and we have a lot of options to win. Enjoy it, and until then, knock on wood if you're with me. Well, look at you making it to the end of this video. You look like you want more. Go ahead and click the next video, and if you really love it, go ahead and subscribe.